This is a church where everyone will have the opportunity to develop into a champion if they so desire. We'll call it Hey, I'm Brandon Cox.
And I'm Angel Marie, and we've been together for 12 years, but married almost 10 years.
First time we met, we were in a friend's house with about 30 or 40 other people at a leaders meeting, and introduced myself and just, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
My name's Brandon, I'm Angel. A year later.
No sparks, no chemistry.
Yeah,
Just
but
like,
about a year
okay,
later,
bye.
the chemistry came. And I've been in full-time ministry for 10 years as a youth pastor, been an executive pastor for the last 4 years. Angel has extensive corporate experience in corporate America.
Yeah, so I've been in corporate America since I graduated college, since 2014. I took about a year break to work at a church, got a lot of hands-on experience, and then most recently I went back to the corporate world.
Over the last year or so, I started to get some vision for what God wanted to do. And I remember the Lord telling me in early January, He said, Brandon, you're not moving ahead of me, you're moving with me. And the time is now to do what I'm calling you to do. So keep dreaming, keep getting vision, keep writing things down. And it's been really exciting to see what God has for us and also for those of you watching that are going to be a part. We had a very specific type of house that we wanted. There's an Australian builder that was making homes in just Texas and Washington.
That specific builder was here in Prosper where we used to live. And so once I got wind of that, I was like, oh my gosh, we gotta go see this house. We talked to one of the guys that was inside the open house, and I asked him, I was like, would these houses ever go below this price? I was like, we're really looking for something within this price range. And he was like, girl, you're gonna need Jesus for that. And I was like, well, we do have Jesus, so maybe it'll work out.
Then about a year later, the house that we wanted in the neighborhood that we wanted to move into, they had a foreclosure, and we got the house. And when we look at this house, we feel like God saved it for us. Like this was supposed to be our home, the way everything that worked out. But in that same way that we feel like God did that for us, we also feel like we're called to start and plant a church here in our neighborhood of Light Farms. So there's 3,000 homes, over 10,000 people, and there's just a tremendous opportunity in front of us, and a lot of people that haven't been reached yet. You know, at this time, there's not one single church on this side of Salina. So we're going to be the very first one.
We have 5 core values as a church: discipleship, health, wisdom, generosity, and relentless.
First one is discipleship. Matthew 28, verse 18 to 20, right before Jesus ascends back to heaven, He gives us what's known as the Great Commission. He says, go and make disciples. You know, if it's the main thing to Jesus, I think it should be the main thing to us. Yeah. Notice Jesus didn't say, attend me. He said, follow me. Mm-hmm. You know, Jesus isn't doing a roll call. He's not doing attendance, but He is looking at faithfulness. He's looking at discipleship. Yeah. And if that's important to Him, it's also important to us to go and make disciples. The second one is health. 3 John 2, the Apostle John said, Beloved, I pray that you prosper and be in health, even as your soul prospers. I love that. John and the Bible, they're focusing on all parts of our health. They're not just focusing on spiritual health, but they're focusing on physical and mental and emotional health. That we are going to be life-giving people. That when people come into our presence, they leave better than the way that they came. The third value is wisdom. My second book that I wrote is called Wisdom for Life. You probably noticed, like me, that common sense isn't so common anymore. There's a lot of people making knuckleheaded decisions. There's not a lot of wisdom in the world today. But what if we could be a people? What if we could be a church that was known for our wisdom, for the wise words that we say, for the wise lives that we live? Because all of our lives, we're all showing the fruit of our lives. And we want to be people that represent the name of Jesus well. The fourth value is generosity. This is one that is very important to both of us. As we live with margin and we budget. In the same way that we live with margin in our personal life, we want to live with margin as a church where we can bless the people around us, where we can partner with local outreaches and global initiatives so that we can help make the church and the world a better place. And the fifth one, if my wife could describe me in any word, it wouldn't be charming.
I have a few choice words.
Yeah, a few choice words. Or handsome or successful. It would be relentless.
Yes.
We are people that do not quit. We do not stop. We don't believe pressure is a bad thing, but we use pressure to jump over, to go through. Pressure can bust a pipe, but it can also create a diamond. And we're going to be people that are more than conquerors, people that don't get set back, but we get set forward, and we're going to be overcomers in this life, because that is the type of person that we are. This is a church where everyone will have the opportunity to develop into a champion if they so desire. We'll call it Champion Center. Champions in life and champions in heaven, because what we do in life echoes in eternity.